Next pitch, and that's hit in the air to left field and deep. Back on that one is Kane at the track, at the wall, and that ball's gone. 2-run home run for Cannon Peary, and it's a 2-run game. The 0-2 again, and that one is ripped out towards right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Around third, Lopez, he's going to come in to score. Headed for second with an RBI double is Carson Oland. It's a 1-run game, and the tying runs at second base. Chip Hale normally never has to take Garrett Hicks out of the ball game, but he's going to do exactly that. Martinez 1 strike away from putting the game away. The 1-2 to the plate, and it's lined to right field for a base hit. In to score is Oland. Perez around third. He will come home, and Grand Canyon walks it off and beats Arizona here in the bottom of the ninth.
That is absolutely not what the doctor ordered up in Phoenix last night. 5 runs in the 9th inning. The guy that you handed the closer role to, who's been pretty decent over the course of his time here, could not get the job done. I mean, when your manager or head coach in the instance of college baseball has to go out there and get your closer, you know that's bad. You know it's a bad situation right there. Garrett Hicks, Matthew Martinez combined to give up 5 runs on 5 hits, and Grand Canyon stuns Arizona, winning it and winning the series. Last night, 9-8, winning the season series 2-1. And I guess, J-Dub, is it official now that that the Wildcats will not have a winning season? Or
let's see, there were 10 under 500 with 11 to go yesterday, so I believe so. Yeah.
Yep. So now they're 11 under with 10 to go would be how that
What do you
works.
call it when all of the hits in the 9th inning in a huge rally are all with 2 strikes?
Yeah, that's clutch hitting. That is absolutely clutch hitting for sure for the Grand Canyon Antelopes. I mean, that's the beauty of baseball, though. You're down to 1 strike. You're 1 strike away from winning with a 1-run lead, and you can't get it. You can't get it. They get the big hit, 2-run, double down the line, and then that's how baseball works. Unfortunately for this team, I think that's, Brian, the 4th walk-off loss this season. Turn that around. Just think if you could have closed out those games right now.
I mean, do I have to be the one to say it?
Where you would be.
If only the injury at the beginning of the season, right? I mean, we just talked about that in the preseason, that their All-American closer wasn't going to be around, and here we are talking about, letting games get away late.
Yep. Not the way you want to start the road trip. 1 in Grand Canyon, 3 coming up against a red-hot Kansas team this weekend. Struggles continue for Arizona baseball as they fall 9. And after they had battled back, I mean, early it looked like they got down 3-0 in this game and tied it up in the 7th, and then took the lead in the 8th and added on to that a little bit in the 9th. And you're thinking, man, all right, that's what you want to see, a team that down but can rally back. And just this bullpen has just not been up to snuff. It just has not been up to snuff this year. They used 6 pitchers last night. Jack LaFlamme, not great early. 5 hits in an inning and 2/3, and then it kind of became a bullpen game after that. Luke Flata pitched a little bit in this game as well. He's primarily been a starter for this team. But again, you get down and you got to use the arms that you trust. You got to use the arms that you can trust in this situation. And that's what Chip Hale and his coaching staff did. But again, it just did not work out. And the Antelopes get the win over the Wildcats. Back at it on Friday in Lawrence. That game will begin at 4 o'clock. We'll have coverage here with Brian Jeffries beginning at 4. So only a 1-hour show coming up for you on Friday. Full show, though, today. Full show tomorrow. Get in on the program, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We've got a lot to get into. We'll talk some more Suns. We kind of began talking about the offseason yesterday. We can dive into that if you were not here with us yesterday and you have thoughts on the Suns and what the direction of this franchise should be moving forward. And if that direction you believe includes Devin Booker, we can dive into that at 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I don't believe, I'll kind of just reset what I said yesterday. I don't believe we're at the point where you trade the face of the franchise. I'd like to see, maybe this group get another season together. Can you add a piece or two to go with them? Maybe finally, like J-Dub said yesterday, maybe finally get a point guard. Is that enough? If you just add a quality point guard to this group, can they be a team that now, I don't know that they're so, but that's the other thing we didn't really dive into yesterday is the other thing, and J-Dub said it was a bad matchup. You get the number 1 seed defending champs.
Most teams have a bad matchup with OKC for the record, but yeah, especially the Suns.
But it showed you how far you are away.
Did you hear what Oso said today in his exit interview?
No.
He said that every single play, the Thunder called out the Suns' offensive sets.
Wow.
Like, you'll hear those stories about guys like Joker, LeBron, who are just super cerebral, and they understand, and they study, and they do their due diligence, right? They understand what the other team's trying to do. And Oso himself said, yeah, we knew what the Thunder were doing, but not like that. Not like every single time down the court they were calling out the sets, which makes it even more difficult when you're going against one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, I mean, that's how good they are. That's how good they are. Do you even believe you're close in the next couple of years to bridging that gap? But like J-Dub said, they're not going to be able to keep that team together. So, how does that work for them? And is this the same Oklahoma City team in a year, 2 years down the road? Or do they come back to the pack? But again, now you've got another team in San Antonio who looks to be ahead of you. And you just kind of have to figure that piece out. I mean, you still got a dynamic player in Devin Booker. You can share your thoughts with us on whether you think he's. I said yesterday, as much as I love the kid, I don't know that he's got that killer mentality that you need, that championship teams need to be that alpha dog at the top. Kind of a quiet kid. I mean, nice kid, obviously. But and don't get me wrong, it's not that when he gets out there and he can't be that guy, but can he be that guy consistently in the postseason that other teams are like, man, we got to get on D-Book because he's going to bury us if we don't. And I just don't know if he is that guy. I mean, look at 42-year-old LeBron James is doing right now with half his team hurt. And he's got that squad on the verge of a 4-1 series win if they can lock that up tonight at home. I mean, he's just playing extremely well.
He is, and the difference there is the supporting cast. Like, Rui Hachimura is out of his mind right now. Like, guys you don't expect for the Lakers have stepped up into that role. The question is, with roster construction these days and the new CBA that was signed 3 years ago, the second apron's a problem 2 years in a row. Last year, the Suns had the highest salary. The last year KD was there. They had the highest salary in the NBA. Ishbia was all about win now, let's trade all our picks and get players to come in. But if you don't win right now, DK, and you have a guy like Devin Booker with $57 million annually on the books for next season,
right?
The best teams right now, you look around, you said it, OKC and the Spurs drafted all those young players. I mean, De'Aaron Fox last night went a little nuts in the fourth quarter. He's 28-29. Wemby's 22, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Castle, the rookie of the year 2 years ago, he's 21. All of those guys. Dylan Harper's 19. Carter Bryant's a big part of their future. Their entire roster at construction right now is set up mostly for guys that they drafted themselves that are young. It's hard because you have to have guys onboarded. If Ryan Dunn, right now today, DK, was a borderline all-star, the Suns might be in that conversation. You really, really need to nail the draft because those first 3 years with the player option or the team option for the fourth year, those first 4 years you get your rookies in is how you establish winning culture right away. And if you don't draft NBA-ready guys, the 90s era of drafting on potential and sitting that guy for 3 or 4 years till he's ready doesn't exist with the modern CBA.
No.
So you're going to see situations, Oklahoma City, as you mentioned, can't afford all those guys. Well, next year, 2 years, 3 years from now, some of those core players are going to matriculate around the rest of the league. And that's happened to all those teams that we've seen have success over the last 10 years, they've all had to break them up or players have moved on. So the Suns right now just have to ask themselves the question of, do we, Jalen Green's making $36 million next year. Dylan Brooks is around $20 million. So if those core three guys, in addition to some, first year, second year, third year players, if that mixes enough for Jordan Knott to get it done. If not, you just have to look for the future and trade away your assets now to get draft picks. This year's class, DK, is super deep. So they got to make that choice within the next few weeks.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. What direction do the Suns take from here? We'll dive into that coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Daryl Joyner, who covers the Suns up in Phoenix, will join us on the program. Tonight, obviously, we've got a number of games throughout the league. I'm a little worried. My team's on the floor tonight at home, needing a win, 2-2 in that series between the Raptors and the Cavaliers. We will have a Westwood One top play coming up for you a little bit later on that Lakers game that we mentioned. Lakers and the Rockets tonight. Lakers at home can wrap up that series. Also, the Magic can knock out the number 1 seed and become just the latest 8th seed to win a first-round series. If they can beat the Pistons tonight at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Orlando with a 3-1 series advantage there. That's I think how many times has that happened in history? Like 4?
I think twice.
Yeah,
not
twice?
often. Yeah, not often. It happened with the Heat. The Heat won as an 8th seed like 4 years ago, and I want to say the Nuggets. Yeah, that famous Dikembe Mutombo when he's on the ground with the ball.
Right.
Yeah. But again, those are in five-game series days.
That's true.
So you got to think about like the 7. Ever since they've expanded the first round to 7 games, I think Miami's the only team to have won a first-round series, a 7-game series as an 8th seed.
So that'll be interesting. Magic come out on that side. They'll line up against the winner of that Cavaliers-Raptors series. Knicks got a big win last night to go up 3-2 in that series. Headed back now to Atlanta for game number 6 there, which will be tomorrow night. And Boston still leads 3-2 after the Sixers rallied last night to get a win.
Joel Embiid sighting.
Yeah, finally. How about that?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he had his appendix removed like a month ago.
That's true.
But yeah,
it's always something.
He's been banged up a lot the last couple of years.
Something in the postseason.
That team's been driven by their guard play more recently, but Embiid was huge in that game, 30-plus points in the win. Looks like actually more. This is going all the way back to the Sonics. The Sonics back in the 90s. But since the expansion, Warriors over the Mavericks in 2007. Grizzlies defeated the Spurs in 2011, and the Sixers over the Bulls in 2012, in addition to the Heat. So four times since they've expanded to seven-game first-round series.
All right. So not too uncommon, but still.
It's not like a 16-over-1, but
exactly.
7-game series is all about adjustment. So it's not the NCAA tournament at all. You could lose the first game by 40 points and win the series. That's how the NBA works. Just a couple of minor adjustments on coverages and how you're running your offense, your tempo, and those kind of things can shift a series if you have the personnel to do it.
We'll get into some women's athletics as well today. Sydney Stewart going to join us on the show. Arizona softball. We'll chat with her as the ladies get set to go on the road to wrap up the Big 12 regular season schedule for the tournament next week in Oklahoma City, the conference tournament. Kim Doss will also join us on the show today. We'll dive into everything happening with Arizona women's athletics for you. Diamondbacks with an early first pitch. Hopefully tonight's better than last night, because last night was... Ugh.
Did you see Bazana?
I did not see, but I heard that he walked a couple times last night, but I don't know what he did today.
He got a couple runs and a couple walks, no hits, but yeah, number 1 overall pick. That was Oregon State, right?
Yeah,
we saw him. I remember we saw him the last couple of years of the Pac, but yeah, number 1 overall pick by the Guardians got called up yesterday for the first time.
I think they played already today. Let me just pull it up real quick and see if he did anything today. He went 0 for 4, so there you go. Still looking for that first big league hit.
He's no Susac, I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
And what did Daniel Susac started like 7 for 8 to start his career, I think? Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is here with us, as she always is, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions that are reported, La Cholla near River La Cholla to the south of River Road. Houghton and Speedway in Houghton. Major collision occurred there. Eastbound and westbound Speedway at Houghton closed. Westbound I-10 approaching St. Mary's. That was an earlier vehicle fire. Backups on eastbound I-10 approaching St. Mary's. For your weather, 63, the overnight low, 87, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Nobody covers your cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Kohl's has Mother's Day gifts that feel like a treat because moms deserve something nice. Preferably something that doesn't involve snack duty, carpool, or reminding anyone where their shoes are. Make her day with 25% off across the store during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. It's just too bad you can't buy her the one thing she really wants, a nap. Select styles 25% off or ends May 3rd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Look, I know we live in a swamp, but our appliances don't have to be as disgusting as this. We need to replace them before it's too late.
Trick, you gotta keep feeling happy, and I know just the place. Tucson Appliance. Welcome to Tucson Appliance, where we have the best prices on an abundance of appliances. If we get this one, they can deliver tomorrow. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Now we can live happily ever after.
Only at Tucson Appliance,
where you are our priority.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books. Lucky One Sports. Lakers Rockets Game 5, and I expect Amen Thompson to continue filling up the box score for Houston. Kevin Durant already ruled out again tonight, and in the past 2 games he's missed, Thompson went over his points, rebounds, assists line for tonight. The Rockets need him on the floor for 40-plus minutes because they've been battered whenever he's on the bench. Amen Thompson has played a critical role for the Rockets, and that should continue. Going over on his PRA. I'm Pat Boyle, BetSmarter and Beat the Books. Download the BetMGM app today.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Call us at that number. Text us at that number. Don't forget to interact with the show on our social media platforms. We're working on some things under the hood yesterday, but we're back up and streaming our video over on YouTube as well as on Twitch. Join us there. I'll also maybe get a link up on Twitter, and you can click on that to watch the show as well.
Was that like an oil change or full transmission replacement, or what was that?
Yeah, it was pretty extensive. It was a pretty extensive, I think it was maybe even a starter, kind of, because you could categorize that. What happened they were here working late.
Yeah, I think the starter, the
night.
battery, pretty much everything had to be fixed.
There was a lot of things that had to happen to make sure that we all were running smoothly here today. You know, it's the world of radio. Sometimes things. I give our guy Mark in the building here. He's that guy. I mean, when you have 5 stations and any one of those 5 stations could go on the blink at any moment's notice.
Mark is the best. He's always been the best.
He works hard for sure, and we appreciate everything that he does. All right, talking obviously a lot about the Suns. Suns day after. Well, really, the exit interviews, were those yesterday or was that today? I think it was.
It's funny because on their official page they have their post game from Devin Booker and Coach Ott as their exit interviews from their final on the Game 4 post games, but these were all separate that I believe were done either yesterday or today.
Okay, you mentioned Oso Ighodaro, so maybe we'll let you hear a little bit about what he had to say. One of the younger players on this roster for sure. When we talked yesterday about guys that maybe you're going to build around moving forward.
Didn't you mention yesterday he was the only player to play all 82 games?
Yeah, absolutely. 6'3" forward out of Marquette, 23 years old. So another one of those young guys. Averaged 7 points and 5 rebounds this season while shooting 65% from the field. And like you mentioned just now, we're 82 games played in the only player to play in every single game this season for the Phoenix Suns.
Best ability.
Yeah, your availability is your best ability for sure. Let's hear a little bit from Oso just on the season, the loss to the Thunder, and what happens next for the franchise.
After the season, 45 wins, getting into the playoffs. I know the sweep against OKC, but this is a pretty darn good team. How are you feeling just overall?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Obviously disappointed the way it ended, but overall I thought we made good strides as a team and a good foundation to build on. So excited.
It looked like you guys were having fun all season long. Did this team just look different than years past? Were you having fun out there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is my second year in the league, so I can only compare it to that first year. But definitely a good group of guys, good camaraderie.
You look at your off season. What are the things you want to work on to be better for next year?
I think everything. Shooting, my body. Offensively, just finding different ways to score with the ball in my hands, without the ball. Just learning the game still. I think I can really improve in so many areas, so I'm excited.
Looking at how you can expand outside of the areas that you normally shoot, how much work or what things are you already processing in your mind that if I can extend my range a little bit, I can be even more effective as a player? Because you're getting to the rim without having that element of being like 15 out.
Yeah, for sure. That's something that I've been working on, especially at night all season. Just working on my shooting. I know it's a long-term goal for me, and I made good strides with it. Obviously, you guys didn't see it in the games, but I made strides with it on my own with my trainer during the season. So excited to really dive into that this offseason and see what I can do.
So Colin talked about how valuable his first-time playoff experience was for him. How was it for you getting that experience in playoff atmosphere playing against the defending champs?
Yeah, definitely. No better way to do it against the best team in the league right now, and just an experience that we can definitely look back on and compare and just know that that's the level we have to be ready to play at, and that's a team that we have to be ready to beat in the playoffs. So a good benchmark to learn from for sure.
Also to that point, when we talked after game 2, you had some bullet points you wanted to improve on, and you did in the last 2 games. What was that like to do that in your first playoffs against the best team in the league, and how do you think that'll help you going forward?
Yeah, I thought I got more comfortable each game and did a lot of good things. Now it's just learning the game and the mental things that I can do to get an edge on my opponent and impact winning in a better way. I think I had stretches where I impacted the game, offensive rebounding or attacking the rim or playmaking. And now if I can just put it all together and defend at a high level and contribute on offense at a high level, that'd be really good.
Now that you've played in the playoffs, what's the thing from like a week and a half ago that you didn't know that you now know and will apply the next time you're there?
I would say one thing I noticed about OKC is they were calling out every single one of our plays like immediately, and I had went through their playbook and knew pretty much their actions, but the level at which they knew our plays was definitely different. You could tell that that's something that they've through experience have learned. So I would say that. And then I think just the learning ways to attack such a good defense, I think, was something that I slowly started to figure out through the series. But I think maybe knowing that earlier, and obviously a good defense like that's going to change what looks they give you. But, yeah, I learned a lot through that series.
What was your favorite? To that point with the playmaking part that you mentioned, it felt like you started making plays outside of like the design concept that you were working on. Like that growth for finding those windows later in the series versus compared to how it was earlier. Like how much was that just field growing versus just kind of seeing where the openings were from the film?
Yeah, I think I really just started to kind of relax and just trust my instincts. Like those passes that I make, like they're not plays. They're kind of like instinctual, and like to be in a flow like that, you have to just trust. And I think that especially the first 2 games of the series, I'm second-year player, first time playing in the playoffs. I was a little bit tight and was trying not to make mistakes. And then the last 2 games, I did a way better job of just playing, and I thought good things happened because of that.
What's it been like for you in year 1 under Coach Jordan Ott, and kind of what's your favorite part about the way he coaches? Man,
it's been great. I love J.O. He expects so much out of me, which I love. I couldn't ask for. I love to be coached that way. So I'm excited for this summer to get a lot better, grow with him for sure. Yeah, I thought he did a great job stepping in for his first head coaching job. Just the way that he poured belief in us was something that I really respected and appreciated.
Yeah, that I still can't get over what he said there and what we talked about in the first segment about the Thunder calling out every single one of the plays. I mean, is that a problem? I mean, is that something you have to, as a coach, that's something we need to work on next year to mask, our signals or something of that nature, or does that happen a lot in the league?
It depends. Like, think about the Green Bay Packers from the 60s, right?
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn if you knew what they were going to do. They were still going to shove it down your throat, right? So it depends on your style. If you have a lot of misdirection, is a problem. But again, I've said it endlessly these last couple weeks. The OKC Thunder have 4 legit all-conference or all-league defensive players on the perimeter. And so when you've got really smart, heady perimeter defenders, obviously they're all talking to each other. Obviously they've studied. And potentially, Coach Ott could go back to the drawing board and come up with a little bit more, change-ups to try to keep people off balance. But DK, I mean, what the big thing I took away from Osos talking right there was how to go against a great defense in the playoffs, because they're the same thing. right? It's not necessarily, it doesn't matter if OKC knows, because what we're talking about here is point guard brings the ball up, or more modern style offense is shooting guard brings the ball up, gives the ball off to the point guard at a high ball screen, and they go into an action from there. The biggest thing is if Devin Booker's being face guarded or blitzed, what do we do on the action on the backside, on the other side of the court? You have to set up some action where you can get easy buckets when your main offensive player is seeing the kind of defense and those kind of little things. So I don't know that Coach Ott is going to go and change up everything he does. The big issue is Jordan Ott tries to get most of his offense from their defense. His entire style is aggressive defense, get in the passing lanes, get up-tempo, try to get easy baskets. And OKC, in addition to being great at turning teams over, doesn't turn the ball over themselves. So when you don't have that early easy offense off of turnovers, what are you going to do from there? But you got to find a way to run something that is a little bit confusing, somewhat confusing. My favorite instance recently was Joker knew exactly what the Timberwolves were going to do in the playoffs a couple years ago, and there's this great video of Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert in the locker room, just befuddled. They're like, how the hell did he know what we were going to do before we did it? Like, he's calling out the play as they're bringing the ball up. So there's been, I mean, Larry Bird was like that. Magic was like that. Jordan. There's guys who are just super cerebral and understand, been there, done that. So it's always going to be a problem. You just got to find a way to be stronger, better, faster, and have some kind of counter, because it's all about, it's that, 99 mile an hour fastball followed by the 82 mile an hour changeup. Like, you can't give them the fastball every single time. So it's just a matter of keeping them a little bit off balance. And they weren't blown out in every single one of those games. Let's get it straight. I mean, they were the Thunder had a healthy cushion, but they weren't so far out of that series that they weren't competitive at all. So they're a piece or two away. But the experience for those young guys, listening to Oso talk like that, that's the first time he's been in a series and going up against the defending champs, DK.
Right.
And that's a team that didn't have experience 4 years ago at all. And now they've got all the experience. They just made a run to the title.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're going to talk some Arizona softball coming up here. Sydney Stewart will join us on the show. Sydney Stewart, the dynamic catcher for your Arizona Wildcats, and they are on the road this weekend to finish out the regular season before they head to Oklahoma City for the Big 12 softball tournament. Sydney Stewart today named the USA Softball Player of the Year finalist, so she'll be on that list right there.
Now, that's not a watch list, right?
No, that's
a finalist list.
That's a finalist list.
Different.
Yeah, well, I guess they're all watching until you actually win.
They're
something,
cousins.
right?
Like they are related, but it's not quite the same as a watch list, which I know you're not a fan.
Watch lists are generally before the season,
Yes.
but then you get these finalist lists as the seasons go on and whatnot. The final, because now they've got because they might have 70 people on the watch list to start the season, and now we're down to the serious young ladies who are going to have an opportunity to be the National Player of the Year, and she is one of those 25. Sydney hitting .431 this year. Leads the Wildcats, 19 home runs, hit 20 last year, so she's likely going to hit 20 plus in back-to-back seasons. 73 RBIs, 41 walks this season. I think she walked 7 times in that series over the weekend, as Houston basically, after she hit a couple home runs early, wanted nothing to do with her. Slugging percentage over 1,000, on-base percentage close to 600. She leads the Big 12 in RBIs, home runs per game, and walks per game. Her 73 RBIs ranked 7th in the nation so far this season. So Sydney Stewart, one of the best players in the country, deservedly so. And we'll chat with her here coming up in a few minutes.
I'm looking at the RBI list.
Yeah.
Jordan Woolery from UCLA is like 25 ahead of second place.
Right.
What the hell's going on over there?
Well,
and she's played 49 games.
And here's the thing.
She's played 49 games. She has 102 RBIs. And Kyle Doherty from Boston University has played 53 games in second place with 81
If there
RBIs.
is one program that has absolutely benefited from conference realignment, it's UCLA softball,
man.
because they are just
No Arizona.
so much better
Yeah, no
than
Stanford.
every one of those teams in the Big. I mean, they're like blasting clubs. Like, I think they put 18. I think they put triple digits on Michigan State in every single game of a 3-game series most recently. So yeah, that And they're in fact, I believe they've got two young ladies, both Megan Grant and Jordan Woolery, who are very close to the all-time home. In fact, you've got three players right now in college baseball. If you throw Kendall Wells in there, who are very close to the all-time home run record, which I believe for a season, if I'm not mistaken, is still held by Laura Espinosa at 37.
Yeah.
So Kendall Wells from Oklahoma right now has 36 home runs. She's just a freshman. Wow, freshman. Okay, she's the one that I think hit that walk-off grand slam a few weeks ago against Texas. Yeah, she's really, really good.
Lost in all the Oklahoma dominance, right? The Bruins have one title in 16 years.
Yeah.
16 years, DK. Like, it would seem like Arizona and UCLA just kind of traded back and forth there every year, every other year for my entire life. And now, like, to see UCLA and Arizona not being the best or the second best softball teams in America. But, I mean, Big Ten, they better catch up because the SEC's done their, put their work in the last 20 years, and they're playing some great women's sports over there. But clearly, they weren't prepared for the Bruins coming in with those big bats.
Laura Espinosa's record has stood since 1995.
Yep.
So 31 years that record has stood, and you might have three players
that was an
that'll
era,
bust
man,
that up this
because
year.
George Arias was around that same era, right? So, like, there were a lot of home runs getting hit on both sides, men and women here in Tucson at the time.
Absolutely. All right, DK on the sports tip. Sydney Stewart coming up next. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290 Cricket, getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Possible collision Swan to the south of Glen. There are slowdowns for both directions of travel on Swan south of Glen. More slowing for traffic on Swan at Grant Road. Collision La Cholla south of River. Speedway and Houghton. Major collision occurred there. Eastbound and westbound Speedway at Houghton. Travel there is closed. Westbound I-10 near St. Mary's. That was an earlier vehicle fire. Some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching St. Mary's. And I'm Cricket, and your weather looking at 63 the overnight low, 87 partly cloudy tomorrow, 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. My heat and air, we're in a state of disrepair.
Spring is here and we've already experienced hot weather. Is your air conditioner ready for the long hot summer? For the month of April, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing will be offering a $99 home wellness plan for all new customers. This includes your spring maintenance, fall maintenance, and a plumbing maintenance. Call now 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because I have a job to do.
With rapid fire takes.
So I don't want to hear from you lava pigs on this notion today. No idea what you're talking about. You're complaining more than you like to breathe air. It's like you get up in the morning only to complain and cry and moan on social media about things that you don't even understand.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Take advantage of it. Get up in here.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You've been warned.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. The 76ers stayed alive with a win in Game 5, beating the Celtics 113-97. Joel Embiid had 33 points and 8 assists. Joel Embiid's career is fascinating to me. When he's right, he's one of the best in the world. Game 6 is on Thursday in Philly. The Celtics are up 3-2. I'm Chris Black.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The 2-2 swung on and lifted deep to right. Going back on it is Desi Spearman to the wall. It's gone. A 2-run homer from Sydney Stewart, her 9th of the year, and Arizona strikes first.
Arizona softball has wrapped up their home season. They will finish out the regular season on the road in Salt Lake City this weekend against the Utah Utes before heading over to Oklahoma City for the Big 12 tournament, with designs on maybe getting back to Oklahoma City in about 4 weeks for the Women's College World Series. Pleased to be joined by one of the young ladies who has been at the forefront of this team this year. She is senior catcher Sydney Stewart joining us. Sydney, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Senior weekend wrapped up with a pretty clean sweep of the Houston Cougars. Just what were the emotions like this weekend with you and your other 5 Wildcat sisters as you guys played what could likely be your final games at Hillenbrand Stadium. We always hope there's maybe a regional situation to forthcome, but if it is the last games you played there, what was that weekend like for you guys?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for having me on the show. And yeah, this weekend was very sentimental. And I think just having my support, my family out here, my friends, my hitting coach, it's super special. And obviously it's just sad. You feel all the emotions knowing that it could potentially be your last home game played, but also knowing that there's a lot of softball left to be played. So I find ease in that, and just knowing that I have, my best friends alongside me on the field. And just this weekend was so much fun. Everyone got to get in. Everyone just got to just play on Rita, which is one of the most beautiful stadiums in college softball. So, yeah, just so much fun this weekend.
Okay, so what attracted you here? Because obviously you started your career, you're out of San Jose. You started your career up at the University of Washington. When you were looking maybe for a change, what stood out to you first about the University of Arizona?
I think just the team culture and just the tradition and the history here. When I was at my previous school, obviously I was in the Pac-12 and Arizona was in the Pac-12, so got the opportunity to play here as a visitor, as the away team, and it was just an experience unlike no other. Just the fans and city of Tucson, it's just everyone's rallying behind the team, and you just really feel the energy on the field. And so when I ultimately entered the portal and, got recruited by Arizona, they're some of the first people to reach out to me, and just it felt like family. The coaches really, really took time to not just talk about softball, but to really understand what I wanted and what the goals I wanted to achieve and what I wanted to get at. So it just was very, very intentional, and it was the best decision I could have ever made. And my time here has been nothing short of amazing. And I love it here so much, and I just love the program and the coaches and my teammates.
So what did you tell Caitlin? What did you tell Caitlin and Laura? What did you tell them about what you wanted?
Yeah, ultimately, I wanted to develop. I knew I had untapped potential, and I didn't know what exactly I needed to do. And my coaches are some of the most decorated players of all time. Coach Kate being 4-time All-American, both Coach Lapp and Coach Kate being Olympians, and Coach Burr being a 3-time All-American. They could provide me some really good insight. And I know I sat down with Coach Amber, our hitting coach, and she was like, what do you want to achieve this year? And let's put a plan to it. Let's put action to it. And just really, really helped me be dialed in and be really focused on, wanting to become an All-American, and ultimately, what do I have to do to get there? Being consistent, having the right mindset, putting the team first, not trying to put yourself first. So, yeah.
We're joined by Sydney Stewart, U of A softball senior catcher. Ladies on the road to wrap up the regular season at Utah coming up this weekend. You had hit some home runs at Seattle, but the power really came after you got here. So I would imagine maybe that's one of the things when you talk about the untapped potential, that maybe you felt like maybe you could be a better power hitter than what you were showing at Seattle. So how did you accomplish that? What were some of the things that you started to work on once you got here that allowed you to get to be somebody that's probably going to hit 20 home runs 2 years in a row here?
Yeah, well, at Washington, I just feel like, you're an underclassman, you're new. College, it's a very new experience. It kind of it opens your eyes to something a little different. It's very, very, very hard. And I think I knew I had the power. I just didn't know really how to do that. And so when I got here, it was more of a mindset thing. It wasn't really a mechanical thing. It was just going inside that box, and saying, I can do this. Just having the confidence that they have to pitch to me, not, oh my gosh, I'm trying to fight for my life inside this box, But I think just my confidence has skyrocketed, and it just comes natural now. And I just love the game so much. I don't get anxiety with the game. I look forward to each and every day that I get to play on this field, to get to play this sport, and it's just so special. So I think that's kind of what keeps me going, is just loving the game and knowing that, especially as a senior, I don't really have too much time left as postseason's coming up. So I'm just trying to take advantage of every moment. And yeah.
How many times have you hit an off-speed pitch the other way for a home run like you did the other day? I was like, whoa, that's one of the more impressive things I've seen in a while.
The ball flies here in Tucson, but being a power hitter, you don't get a 4-hitter, a 3-hitter, you don't get a lot to work with sometimes. So you got to take advantage of what they give you and just knowing how to approach each pitch. And sometimes, I fight off a lot of pitches, and like a 3-2 count is kind of that you have to mindset, which I love. I love that pressure. And so I think just getting those off-speed pitches is like, let me just put my best swing on it. And at the end of the day, like, you get the result that you want.
Yeah, Houston wanted nothing to do with you. 7 walks this past weekend. You had to kind of learn to take those walks. That's not easy to do either.
Yeah, it's definitely new. It was a really cool experience, just having everyone like rallying behind me, and obviously you can use that as momentum too. Like I get walked, and you got Telly Jennings behind me, who is on a hot streak and is just owning her at bats, and I thought she did an amazing job because it's not easy to have the person in front of you walk so much, because it's kind of like a message, and it's like she had a little chip on her shoulder, and I'm just really proud of her.
We're chatting with Sydney Stewart. She is the catcher for your Arizona Wildcats. So I got to ask this question because my cousin Tracy, she lives in Atlanta, and she loves the dance videos that you and Serenity are putting out there. And I believe, is it Telly is the other one in the videos? Is that
Telly, yeah.
Telly is in the videos as well. So how did that whole thing come about where you guys started kind of doing the synchronized dance?
Yeah, I think it just started in fall, obviously, when they transferred. Just making fun little dance videos. It's just super fun. You get to connect, and you get to be silly, and sometimes softball gets so serious that you kind of have to have that part of life and show up, and it's just fun, You just get to have good vibes before the game, and like you said, we have a really deep fan base here, and people recognize us from our dance videos, which is so cool. And we'll have people say like, "Oh, I'm coming to your game. Let's get a photo," and just making sure to connect with our fans too. It's really, really special.
Now, do all of you choreograph, or is it one person doing the choreographing?
It's more like we find videos that are already like trending, and then we'll just learn them, then we'll dance. It's not like we're making them up on our own. So
it's like TikTok trends. Like, here's we saw this, and now we're going to do our version of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sydney Stewart, our guest. She is the catcher for your Arizona Wildcats. So I want to ask you, Sydney, because you come obviously from a very baseball-oriented family. I believe your older sister played. Your dad played baseball. You have a younger brother who's a pretty hot baseball prospect as well. How old were you when you first picked up the bat? And did you think that was immediately going to be your sport, or did you play soccer or anything else, basketball, or was it just like, hey, we're a Diamond family, and that's what it's going to be?
Yeah. Well, it's a funny story. Like growing up, my dad, he played baseball, obviously. For the Braves. My mom played softball too. That's how they met at Sonoma State. But he always told me, like, I thought you were going to be a dancer, because Sonny and I were talking about dancing. But I'd always grow up like in dresses, putting on a dance title for my family, did ballet, did all of it. But the moment I turned, I think it was like 4 or 5, my older sister was actually playing in the rec league, and I wanted to play so bad, and I technically wasn't allowed to because of my age. I was too young, and my mom was like on the board, so they made an exception for me. I don't know if I actually played, but I was just I got a jersey, and so that's where it all started. And then stuck with that, rec ball, and then got really serious about it with travel ball. I think I started with 10U, I think, but I played other sports too. I played basketball up until my senior year of high school. Love basketball so much. Still really, I watch it all the time. Part of my life. Sometimes I'll shoot the ball here and there, but no. So I'd say softball was my sport since the beginning, though.
So, Sydney, I got to ask you this question because we've been talking, again, we're in a new era of college athletics. We have a lot of players that have played at multiple universities, and we were just talking this past weekend, you obviously were up in Washington. We had 3 football players that left here and went to go play at Washington who got drafted over the weekend, and so the conversation we were having over the weekend is, okay, do we have 7 draft picks because we have the 4 that played at U of A, and we had the 3 that played at Washington but also played here at U of A, or do we only have are we only talking about the 4 draft picks that played here last season? As an athlete that's in that situation, how do you, and I always say, what homecoming are they going to? do in 20 years? Are they going to go? Are they going to go to the Washington homecoming, or are they going to go to the Arizona homecoming? How do you look at that? I mean, do you think 20 years from now you'll still have ties to both schools? You'll go to when Arizona has an occasion. You'll come here when Washington maybe has an occasion. You'll go there. How do you think that's going to transpire down the road?
I think it's really hard to navigate, but for me personally, like, Washington is still a part of my journey. Like, I would not be where I am without Washington. I've made some of the best memories there too. I still talk to some of the girls on the team. So, like, obviously I'm not graduating from there and I'm not an alumni from there, but it's still a really big part of my life. I spent 2 years there, and I still talk to the girls there to this day. And I don't know about other sports, because I know there's sometimes athletes that are transferring like 2 or 3 times, which is like, that's when it gets crazy. But I don't know what like that's going to look like in the future. But I know down the line, like, I still want to go back to Washington and visit some of my friends, you know, who are going to be seniors next year. Maybe I'll get to be there and just say hi, and, you know, I'll have more time on my hands a little bit. But for me personally, it's really, like, it's still a part of my journey, and I would not be where I am today without, you know, Washington.
Okay, so when Jenny Finch shows up with a golden ticket, did you know that was going to you? Did you suspect that you were the one?
I had an idea because I filled out an interest form, but I didn't know if it was going to be that weekend because it was so early, I thought. And I knew that there were, like, Reese and Nyjah got tickets, but I didn't know it was going to be that weekend. But it ended up being Sunday, and, you know, they played the video, and so then my heart drops, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this happening? And I knew we have, like, you know, there's Grace too, so I'm like, oh, maybe there's 2 tickets, maybe there's 1. I had no idea. But then I saw Jenny walk out, and then my mind just went blank, and I was like, Jenny Finch, oh my God. I had never met her before, so that was my first time meeting her, and I literally, you could see it, like, on the video, my face was in shock. But she is one of the most down-to-earth people. She is so nice. She made my family feel so welcomed, and just, you know, she, like, actually had intentional conversation with my family, and it was really special.
Did you have a softball hero growing up? Or did you have someone you were just absolutely just like, that's my player right there?
Yeah. Growing up, funny enough, it was Sis Bates, even though I'm not a shortstop. Sis, something about her playing, like, she is just the definition of a dog. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to go to Washington. It's just because of her. But I'd say as I grew up and started getting more serious and, like, was watching college softball more, Deja Molipola is one of my idols for catching. And she's an alumni from Arizona, and she is just so good at what she does, and has been playing softball for so long now. I know she's playing in Japan, she's playing in the USL, and so it's cool that I could potentially, you play with her, play against her. But yeah, she's just one of my role models. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you studying? What's the academic piece?
I am studying, so I'm majoring in communication and minoring in sports management. And so I plan on graduating actually in like 2 weeks. And then I'm going to return next year to get my master's in sports and recreational leadership. So I'll be here still. I'll be a grad assistant or a manager, and I'll still be around helping.
There you go. So coaching maybe is in the future once playing is done?
Yeah, maybe in the future. We don't know yet. So with softball, you know, that's kind of your job all the time. I have no work experience because it's just been softball. And I know I give lessons, so I guess that's my work experience, but just have an interest in coaching, but also potentially might be doing internships next year during the fall with, the business side of Arizona Athletics. They offer really, really good opportunities with internships and just working in different departments. So I think it's just kind of dabbling a little bit of everything, seeing what I like. And I think it's going to be really good for me next year to kind of step out of that. So I'll still be in the softball space. I just won't be playing college softball, but being able to see the different, just the different things that go on and what I like, what I don't like.
Well, Sydney, it's been a really fun time watching you play here the last 2 years. Glad you had a chance to come down here and live out this dream. And hey, let's keep playing. Let's keep playing deep into May and get a couple of trips, like I said, to Oklahoma City. The second one for a World Series would be a whole lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Sydney.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sydney Stewart, U of A softball senior catcher. Much more coming up for you in the next hour. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions reported 4th and 6th Street and 4th Avenue. Possible collision on Swan between Grant and Glen. La Cholla south of River, La Cholla and Curtis, and at Speedway and Houghton. Major collision occurred there. Eastbound and westbound Speedway at Houghton is closed. 63 the overnight low, 87 partly cloudy tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, and 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
This Mother's Day, visit Boot Barn for top-quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots to American-made felt hats to intricate leather jackets. Our in-store experts can guide you as you shop, helping you find the perfect gift, assisting with boot sizing, and providing in-store styling. Share a piece of the American spirit with her this Mother's Day. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today. 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Things did not go very well for the Arizona Diamondbacks last night to open up their series in Milwaukee.
Torrey looking on. He might drive back to Green Bay after this one again. Visit the Lombardi statue. That's another base hit for the Brewers. And the route is on. It's 11-2. Andrew Hoffman, the first 8 have reached against him. He's not yet recorded an out.
Diamondbacks download. Baseball talk.
Oh, my goodness. Andrew Hoffman had some struggles last night. He needed 38 pitches. 38 pitches to get an out last night in that 8-run inning for the Milwaukee Brewers as they battered the D-backs 13-2 on 15 hits. Yikes. Merrill Kelly got the start, 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 6 hits, 5 walks. 5 walks for Merrill Kelly, whose ERA is 9.20. Remember we talked about at the beginning of the season, like it feels like we're trying to recapture 2023 and that run to the World Series with Merrill Kelly back after he was traded and Zach Gallen re-signed after everybody thought he was going to leave in free agency, but it didn't appear like he got too many offers or didn't get an offer that he wanted. And they brought Paul Sewald back in, put him in the bullpen, and obviously Kevin Ginkel is still here. But of late, the pitching has just been atrociously bad. And Andrew Hoffman, a third of an inning, 8 runs on 7 earned on 8 hits. He had 1 walk. And he is subsequently on his way back to Reno, mostly because the Diamondbacks need arms for their bullpen, which is kind of taxed. They had to put 4 guys out there yesterday. They also, obviously, despite the fact only playing 2 games in Mexico, had to use a number of pitchers in that series as well. So game number 2 of that series gets underway here at the top. Actually, it'll get underway here in about 40 minutes, about 30 minutes or so. 4:40 scheduled. First pitch tonight at the Beer Park in Milwaukee. Eduardo Rodriguez, 2-0 on the season, 289 earned run average, gets the ball to the lefty for the D-backs. Brandon Sprott, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. He is on my fantasy team, so I probably should know that. He is 0-1 with a 6.45 ERA. Now, this was one of those games, for those of you out there that play fantasy baseball like I do, but also follow the game of baseball. This is one of those days that I tend not to like because, I always want the Diamondbacks to win, but I've got Brandon Sprott on my team as one of my fantasy pitchers. And I also had the Rays' Drew Rasmussen is on my team. So I had 2 guys starting today. Drew Rasmussen was pitching against my Guardians today. So I got guys pitching against the teams that I follow. That's never real fun because you want the teams you follow to win, but then you kind of want your guys on your fantasy team to do well.
So you want the pitcher to go 6 scoreless,
exactly,
and then the bullpen to give up a bunch of runs.
Exactly. See, kind of like happened last night for the Diamondbacks.
It's
pitch well and then let the bullpen mess it up.
It's America Family Field, if you could believe it.
Okay. Is that what they call it now?
That's what they're calling it now.
America Family Field, the Beer Mausoleum.
Yeah.
Okay, so also on my fantasy team, I picked him up last week, is Ildemaro Vargas for your Arizona Diamondbacks. I'd kind of been flirting with getting him because I needed kind of my second baseman. I think is one of the guys for the Red Sox, and he's not doing much for me. So I kind of flirted with Vargas, then I didn't do it. Then he had that 2-home run game last week, and I said, I'm just going to go. He's really hot and playing well, so I'm going to go pick him up. So that's what I did. Well, your Westwood One top play tonight as we get set for first pitch in Milwaukee is about none other than Ildemaro Vargas.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the Bulls here at Westwood One Sports. Reigning NL Rookie of the Week, Ildemaro Vargas should continue to crack the bat. The D-back is bagging a downright stupid 364 with a 1,409 OPS over last week. Facing Milwaukee's Brandon Sproat, who has a 6.45 ERA, Vargas could be the GOAT. Give me the over. 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI, no matter the juice. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so now I know my fantasy pitcher is Brandon Sproat.
It says here rhymes with boat, moat, or note.
There you go.
Also, it's interesting to note, DK, that none of the Diamondbacks in the lineup have ever faced him before.
Oh, yeah.
I looked, yeah.
Relatively young.
Yes.
New in that respect. If Ildemaro Vargas hitting 370, that's the best batting average in baseball right now. His OPS is 1.109. That's third best in all of baseball. He has 20 RBIs, tied for 18th, 6 home runs as well this season for Ildemaro Vargas. So the play there is over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs combined at BetMGM right now. You can get that at minus 110 if you want to go bet that locally out at the Casino del Sol. Head on out to Sol Sports there and lay something down. I'm going to take that one. You know, we've been kind of flipping a lot of their picks, but I'm going to ride with my guy. I got to ride with my guy, right? I can't bet against my guy. He's on my fantasy team, Ildemaro Vargas. I'll take the over on that 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs tonight in Game 2 of the series against Milwaukee. All right, also, NBA tonight, we've got a play for you here, J-Dub. Another player that I really don't know a whole lot about.
Okay.
So maybe you can educate us a little bit. Amen Thompson?
Yeah.
Amen Thompson for the Rockets?
Yep. He's a twin.
Asar.
Asar Thompson.
Okay, so he's one of the Twins got drafted a few years ago.
Yeah, they got drafted in the top 5.
Right.
Super freaky athletes. Maybe the best athletes in the NBA, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, so he's because obviously there's not going to be any Kevin Durant once again tonight. So a lot riding on this young man's shoulders. Not, they still got Alperen Sengun. So they still got some guys that are out there. But he's he could potentially get a lot of minutes in this game. 6'3", he's only 23 years old, makes close to $10 million this year. And so the play here is points, assists, rebounds. Over 32.5 points, assists, rebounds for, is it Amen again or Amen?
Yeah, Amen. I've heard both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last game, let's see, what did he have last game? Last game he had 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, so that's 34.
Yeah. I mean,
game before that, he had 26, 4, and 11. So trending the play there on the over sounds like a good play at this point.
His season average is right around 31, if that helps.
He's playing a lot of minutes.
He is really good.
He's playing over 42 minutes in every single one of these playoff games so far.
Yeah, I mean, without KD, he kind of has to slide into some of the KD role. He's not the shot creator. Never will be. I'm not so sure. He came in with that reputation of being a little bit offensively behind the curve, but one of the better defenders. He and his brother, both great defenders. I think initially it was Asar that a lot of people thought might be a little bit better to the start. No, actually it was the opposite. Amen was thought to be better to start. Asar, obviously came on a little bit more because Detroit's had so much success. But, yeah, Amen Thompson is a borderline all-star, future all-star to beat.
All right. So we'll take that then. We'll go ahead and take it. Over 32.5 points, assists, rebounds. That's at minus 120, so they feel like that's a pretty assured bet there.
Just don't make any bets on him shooting threes or making threes. He made 25 three-pointers this year. In 79 games, 23 3-pointers in 79 games. That's not his strength.
All right. We'll see what happens tonight. Lakers trying to close it out and get to that second round meeting with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Some thoughts that potentially at some point you might get the injured fella back.
Luka,
but
Luka's maybe they're saying towards the end of the OKC series he could come back.
And who's the other injured guy? They've got
Austin Reeves. Out of Arkansas.
Right.
The best NBA player of all time that went undrafted.
Yeah. Austin Reeves?
Yeah, gotta be. I mean, he's averages like 25 and 10. He didn't get drafted.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know a lot of guys. We talk about TJ's longevity after not getting drafted, but not a lot of guys, DK, come in and are all-stars after not being drafted.
There you go. Cricket, if she was up for a draft, I think everybody would be picking her as their first-round pick. Isn't that right, Cricket?
I don't know for what, but okay.
Now I got to remember.
You're nice to me.
I got to remember what camera you're on today. I think you're on that one.
You're all messed up, dude. It says you're J-Dub.
See, we've got the
J-Dub
cameras
is
back
Cricket.
today, and I never remember which one it's supposed to be. So let's try it. No, that's not it.
We had to get our training. You got to give us a break.
I'm sorry. I know.
Okay, I think it's this one, but your camera is just not pointed in the right direction there. So I want everybody to see your bucket.
Oh.
Well, wait. No, you can't show everybody your bucket yet because I still don't have your camera there. All right. Well, anyway, we'll work on, but while you are educating us on the finer things in life, because Cricket's got quotes, I'll see if I can get a picture of you so everybody can see your bucket.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they don't really come to hear you talk of these quotes. They come to see your bucket.
They want to see the bucket.
They want to see the bucket.
You thought I was joking. I filled, though I didn't. It's not full, but there's maybe 100 quotes in there.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
Here we go. Cricket's got quotes, ladies and gentlemen, every day at right around this time at 4:15. Wait, Zen.
Oh,
got to let's get the Zen music going just a little bit there.
The proper terminology is let it wash over you.
Yes. It's like a sound bath.
Let it wash over you.
Yes.
Okay, go.
I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
People will forget what you said, forget what you did, but not forget how you make them feel. All right.
Maya Angelou.
Oh, all right.
Well, she says some very epic things.
Did she?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Maya Angelou ever said anything that wasn't deep.
Right, exactly.
Ever.
I feel like anything she said, I could probably toss into this bucket.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I bet she never thought.
She never thought that she'd have a bucket
with several of her quotes in it. Yes.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe it's we fixed so many things under the hood, but we did not fix your camera.
That's okay.
I think that's the one that we did.
Nobody needs that.
Because that's not you there that people are saying.
Oh, is that the mic boom?
It's way over there somewhere. Maybe you can grab it and twist it back. This one.
Does
right
it
here.
happen?
Yeah, grab it and twist it back in your direction.
Oh, twist
See,
it. Oh.
Yeah. Just turn it back towards you. There you go. And now, hey!
Must we?
There you are.
I don't. It won't stay.
That's good. That's good.
But
enough.
look, here's
there's the bucket.
Wait,
hey,
here's the bucket, and
all
look,
right.
there's quotes in there. DK thought I was kidding. He thought it was a fake prop, but quotes are in here and ready to go every day.
We got quotes that last the rest of the summer.
Uh-huh.
I think we're not ever going to run out of those.
See, I wasn't joking. It's really
there you go.
Bucket full of quotes.
All right, so we got a little Maya Angelou today. I like that. Cricket, thank you so much. All right, Cricket is back every day. So if you are ever thinking of or looking for something that will just kind of make you feel good or make you think.
Inspire
you, yeah, this is the place to be. For sure.
We hope.
And she's getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. 4th and 6th Street and 4th Avenue, collision that's clearing there. We got some usual slowdowns at Grant Road and Alvernon with road work there. Westbound Ahaway at Mission, some slowing and always busy travel. Afternoons eastbound I-10 near Emperita Road due to ongoing road work. 63, the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, and 87 tomorrow, 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. 4, 6, and $8 Biggie deals how you want them. At Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track!
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero!
Rats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you!
Oh, no!
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the insights from our Arizona insiders. Our insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, let's talk some Arizona women's athletics as we do frequently with our friend from over at AZ Desert Swarm. Kim Dosh joins us. Kim, always appreciate the chance to chat with you. Let's start with softball since that's the major sport of the moment. Ladies will wrap up the regular season on the road at Utah, coming off a senior weekend sweep at home against Houston. Right now sitting in that number 2 spot, but still maybe needing at least one, possibly 2 wins to secure The number 2, are we looking at the potential of another Texas Tech and Arizona championship game in Oklahoma City next weekend? Or this weekend?
Possibly, but I mean, they have to get by Oklahoma State in all likelihood as well. And I mean, if they'll almost assuredly be going against Ruby Malin, and she's not an easy out. So, semifinals, I think, are pretty safe to say. I would not feel comfortable betting either way on what happens if it's Arizona and Oklahoma State, though.
This is obviously the conference tournament is very different than the NCAA tournament first round and super regionals. First round primarily because you have a double elimination format before you get to the best 2 out of 3. Do you like this kind of single elimination conference tournament format now that we've been in it a few years?
I think it's for show. I don't think it accomplishes anything. No. I think. Well, I mean, you have to talk about size of conferences, so I guess in that case, maybe it does. But if you were at a realistic size for your league and you did a true round robin, I would like to see those tournaments go away. I don't think they really do anything. And the old Pac-12, I mean, they resisted for so long because they could do a round robin and because that meant more than winning, 1 or 2 games over a week.
We're chatting with Kim Doss. Yeah, Kim, you mentioned the old Pac-12. We were talking about it earlier in the show. UCLA seems like maybe they're the team that has benefited a lot from the realignment of the conferences because they're pretty much just kicking everybody's butt. In the Big Ten conference right now, is that good for them? Is that bad for them that you think that they don't have the level of competition that they played when they were obviously out here in the Pac-12?
Well, I'm of the opinion that tough matchups are good for fans, and there's what I want to watch. If you've got the talent, you're going to win. It doesn't matter whether you're playing cupcakes or not, and in the past they have had the talent. They still have the offensive talent, but they lost quite a bit of their pitching after last year. So that tells you a little bit about the Big Ten. I mean, Nebraska's good and Oregon is fairly good, but beyond that, it's a whole lot of nothing.
Kim, when you talk about UCLA, they've got 2 young ladies that are on the verge, and really there's 3 total when you look at Kendall Wells from Oklahoma that are on the verge of smashing Laura Espinosa's home run record that has stood for 31 years. Is it surprising? I mean, we know that. I mean, I guess it's surprising to me considering how long we've been in this big bat era that this record has continued to stand and nobody has gotten to it to this point. And now we've got 3 girls that'll probably pass that point before it's all said and done. Are you surprised that it's kind of all happened at once and that nobody was able to get to this record until this point?
Well, I'm a little bit more surprised that it lasted so long. But, I mean, if you talk to people around the game, they're all sure that the zone is being called very much in the hitter's favor these days. So to get a strike, you really have to come in where they can reach it, and that just plays into these players are probably better than back in the day. They're better conditioned. They have more data. They have better training. But if you add in that advantage with the zone, it's not a level playing field in any way to what Laura was playing with back in the day.
Kim Doss is our guest. She is with AZ Desert Swarm, covers all things Arizona women's athletics. Kim, in terms of, we had a chance earlier to talk with Sydney Stewart, who's obviously been the top player on this team the last couple of years. What's most impressed you about that young lady?
just that she seemed to flip a switch. And also, I mean, she is a very level-headed, calm, positive person. You never see her if things aren't going her way, look uptight or tense or like not want to talk to you. You know, even if things aren't going well for the team, she is always a very positive person. But the biggest thing that has impressed me is just the way she flipped the switch from being like someone who was more likely to steal a base at Washington to someone who was just going to knock the cover off the ball.
Right.
It was night and day from sophomore year UW to junior year at Arizona. And she's been able to keep that up. I mean, and the way they're walking her, and she's still managing to be second in the league in home runs. It's just really amazing. And I think it's a credit to her. I think it's a credit to hitting coach Amber Freeman, because we're seeing it with a lot of players who come from other programs, and maybe you don't think they're that great at the plate.
Right.
And then they just, like Kelly Jennings, for example, you know, she was like a 240 hitter over 2 years, and now she's hitting like 350 to 370. It's just amazing what happens to these players these last couple of years when they come from other programs into Arizona.
What's Amber Freeman's secret sauce then?
What I've heard is just the amount of work she puts in on the data. What the players will say is, like, this pitch is not in my plan. She has a specific hitting plan for everyone. And the amount of data that's available is probably pretty impressive, too, since they put in all of the tech 2 years ago. But that's what the players tell me is just the amount of work she puts in and to planning for their at-bats.
Kim Doss is our guest, AZ Desert Swarm. Kim, Arizona women's basketball, Becky Burke had to kind of rebuild the whole roster once again this season, but she's done a one heck of a job at doing that. What are your impressions of the class that's class number 2 that is coming in for a second straight total rebuild?
I think the freshman class is awesome. I think she's got something all over the court there, and they've all done good things in their club and high school programs. And I think she did a solid job with the transfers. I might have liked one proven scorer in there because there isn't really one, but that's a nitpick. You know, I think she did a very good job with what she did putting together that transfer class. Now, you still got to meld all those players together. You've only got 2 players who have been on the court in college together next year. But we saw that she could get the most out of people this past year. And so I think the improved talent with her proven ability to get the most out of people is really promising for next year.
How good is the Callie Henders, came in, I think, at the break. How good is she?
Well, I think Kelly is very, she's very slight. She's very tall, but she doesn't have a lot of bulk to her. So I'm hoping that during this time she's done a lot of the strength and conditioning, because, when people say that, you usually think you're talking about they need to lose weight.
Right.
That's not always the case, Sometimes it's they need to bulk up and get stronger. And I think that's her biggest thing is, being strong, because there's going to still be some strong girls with some size in the Big 12 next year.
Kim, we all thought that we all wanted to have a job before we actually graduated from college. Didn't happen for a lot of us, but it happened for Emma Straub, who's going to be one of the new assistant coaches for Arizona Gymnastics next season. Some changes there to John Court's staff. What made Emma, an attractive maybe addition to that squad coming right out of school?
Well, I think she has a lot of respect from the other gymnasts, and also John was looking for someone who could do floor after Kelly Crotchwell left, because she was the choreographer, and that's kind of Emma's wheelhouse. So she really fits for what he needed there, and she's a fighter. You know, the way she had to fight back to be able to perform in regionals this year, she's got that kind of leadership that I'm not asking you to do things that I have not done and would not do, you know? I think that's the biggest thing for Emma. And, you know, it's not the first time he's given someone right out of college a job, because Kylie Crotchwell, when she came in,
right,
she had just finished her career. So he's open to that, and he's had success with people right out of college. Now, I've talked to coaches in the past who maybe are a little hesitant to bring their own players back right away because they think they may be like too tight
soft
with
on
the players.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's the thing Emma will have to guard against, and John will have to, you know, guide her in. But, you know, I think that's a small thing compared to her positives and what he needs.
There you go. Will you are you heading to Oklahoma City for Big 12s or no?
Unfortunately, not this year. With my husband's cancer, I can't travel this year.
Absolutely. Well, you're absolutely in our thoughts with the situation you're dealing with there, Kim, for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because I mean I love that. I love being there, and you know, I haven't missed a conference tournament since the Pac-12 started having them. So this will be the first year I'll have to cover remotely. But, you know, it's a situation, and you live with what's dealt to you.
Yeah. And if folks want to, you know, Kim's husband, Lenny, if you want to contribute, they've got a GoFundMe page that's out there. So please head on over, and Derek Palmer, the radio announcer for the Wildcats on softball, set it up, and basketball as well. Derek, so then you guys are very close to hitting your goal. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just need a few more, 97% to goal there to help with Lenny's expense. How's he feeling this week?
Well, he just had chemo again yesterday, so that's never, the week or two after that is never good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, he is definitely in our thoughts, as are you, Kim, and we look forward to talking to you again as soon as coming up as we get into the postseason here with Arizona softball. And do you think that they're going to get a regional? We said earlier this week they're probably right now on the outside of that. Could they play their way into that in the next week or two?
You know, maybe. I don't think Utah's going to help them much.
No.
You know, I think they need to at least get to the finals. They need to beat Oklahoma State, because if it comes down to they only give 2 to the Big 12, then Oklahoma State has the advantage right now, just head-to-head. But if they were to beat them, then they're 2-2. You know, and one of those wins was at Oklahoma State, and one of those wins would be neutral. So, you know, that might help them leapfrog, but I think they need to face Oklahoma State, and they need to beat them.
There you go. Got to beat the best to be the best. Kim, thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, DK.
Kim Doss, AZ Desert Swarm.
Nobody brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. 4th and 6th Street and 4th Avenue with a collision that's clearing. Also, we got some backups with a possible collision on eastbound I-10 approaching Star Pass 22nd Street. Slowdowns on eastbound I-10 between St. Mary's or approaching St. Mary's to just as you approach Star Pass. And for your weather, 63 the low, 87, and a 25% chance of rain tomorrow, 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Around Tucson, you've probably seen Cruz on the road across our community. Because Cruz isn't just another law firm, we care about this community. And when one of our own is injured in an accident, we can help. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today.
520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Nuggets and Nikola Jokic responded last night, beating the Timberwolves 125-113 to avoid elimination. Jokic broke out with a triple-double that included 27 points. Jamal Murray had 24 points of his own in the win. With Anthony Edwards out indefinitely and Dante DiVincenzo having surgery, it'll be up to Rudy Gobert and the others to respond in Game 6 and eliminate the Nuggets. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Always great to talk women's athletics here at the University of Arizona with Kim Doss, who does a fabulous job covering the U of A. The women's tennis team left yesterday on the road to the NCAA tournament in Columbus, Ohio, where they'll face Notre Dame coming up this weekend. Best of luck to them. The women's golf team will await their assignment. NCAA regionals, they expect to be there. I'll update you here shortly, after the top of the hour, on the men's golf team. They wrapped up play today in the Big 12 men's golf tournament. They did not win. I'll just tell you that part right now. They did not.
But 31 strokes ahead. That was the big topic, right?
That was the big topic for sure. We'll update you on that here straight ahead. Speaking of women's athletics, the Mercury are going to be home for their lone home exhibition game tonight against Japan. They'll play the Japanese national team tonight at the Mortgage Market Metroplex in downtown Phoenix. 7 o'clock is the tip-off for that game. The Mercury have played one exhibition game already, and they did so over the weekend against Chicago, the Sky, at the arena in the hometown of head coach Nate Tibbetts. They beat the Sky 108-104.
Cheapest ticket yesterday was $237. Tickets were as high as $3,400 going into this one, and it is packed inside, and everyone's standing up for the start of this preseason game. Thanks in large part to the hot shooting of Kalia Copper. Rakia Jackson off to a hot start herself, tried to lob it down low to a high catch for Cardoso. She can haul those in, couldn't vacuum it in that time. Copper, heat check, she's still hot. Couldn't hit. Whitcomb snags the rebound. Phoenix's veteran leading the pace up to another veteran in Dewana Bonner. Cardoso couldn't catch that one. Now Copper trying to push. Making the transition game of Phoenix. Pulled up from 3. She is now 4 of 5 from deep.
And that will do it. 108-104 Mercury with the victory over Chicago.
3,357 folks at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And you did hear that correctly. Tickets going for as much as $3,000.
Is that the Final Four or preseason WNBA?
To see a preseason WNBA game. $3,000 to see Nate Tibbetts, a hometown hero, coach his team that he took to the finals last year. How about that? Right there. Let's hear a little bit from Nate Tibbetts on the atmosphere in his hometown, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where he grew up, and his dad was a legendary high school coach who won 11 state championships as a head coach.
Unbelievable. You could feel it as soon as the doors opened, the excitement that they were ready for this. Like I said, I've tried to tell our group how much this state loves girls basketball, women's basketball, and they showed up today. It was pretty cool.
What did it mean to you?
It's been a very emotional and exciting 30 hours, however long we've been here, not very long. Katie Daly was like one of the first people to come in and give me a hug. She was one of my dad's first great players, or one of the early ones. So yeah, I mean, just surreal. She saw me as a baby growing up, and now you're here in this moment. It's pretty cool.
Talk about how crazy about it the fans here are. It seems like Phoenix Mercury fans look like they're pretty crazy about your team too.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the Mercury, the X Factor, what our organization has done to like make it such a high level experience. After our first game in Phoenix, Lindsay came up to me and she's like, "Can you believe this? You know, we've been in some pretty cool environments. In the NBA, it's awesome. It's 82 games, 41 home games, but in the W, it's like 20 home games, 22 home games, and yeah, they just pour into the team. They've been lifelong. You know, they've been there from the beginning, and so there's a lot of history there. It kind of reminds me of, South Dakota basketball fans, to be quite honest. Just like they know their basketball. They're just not showing up to sit in their chair. They're there to cheer, and so it's pretty cool what we have in Phoenix.
What it mean to see so many? I'm sorry. What it mean to see so many purple? I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The crowd today in terms of the.
Yeah. How's that sound, Nick? No, it was awesome. It's amazing how many people I get texts from that I haven't heard from years, and just then I start coaching in Phoenix and people telling me good win here and there, giving me calls. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of Mercury fans here in the state. We had a young player at the clinic yesterday that came all the way here just for the clinic from 5 hours from Faith, and she didn't even have tickets for the game today. I think Kalia ended up getting her some tickets, but to me, that's what it's about. I saw some people from DeSmet, where my dad grew up tonight. There's people that I saw today at the game from Platte, 2.5 hours away, where our cabin is. So it's just awesome what the fan base and just the whole state, not just Sioux Falls, a ton of people from Jefferson, McCook area. So it was really cool.
Okay, so initially when this came into your, that you were hearing about this all of a sudden, and a little bit different event especially with the clinic and all that. Yep. How was it sold to you, and then do you have to sell that to your players?
Yeah.
Or how's that part of it work?
The thing that I respect most, I let the business side handle it. Obviously I was part of the initial conversation, but that started, 24 months ago, and have kind of stepped away. But the thing that I love about W players is they've just seen so much. They're really they want to see different things. They've been playing in different countries. Things haven't been, given to them. I always say they're just so worldly. Like, they just have seen so much and are in for new opportunities. And yesterday was a long day. It was a long day for our players, and they were awesome. We had practice, we had a clinic, we had a team dinner, and then we had a surprise party for Coach Nate, and they showed up and showed out, and so it was awesome. It was I can't say enough about our players.
Nate, there were a lot of little girls here in the crowd.
Yeah.
What do you think a game like this can mean for them? What does it show them to come out and get to see basketball like this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the hope is, now a lot of, girls my age growing up, they didn't have role models on the women's side. The 30 years ago, it was just starting, right? And so, what an unbelievable time for a young girl basketball player to have like real role models. I hope that the state got a glimpse of how good this league is. Our women players are in a lot of commercials now. They've got their own shoes with the different brands out there, and it's an exciting time, and I feel like so lucky and blessed to be a part of it at this time.
Nate, what could a weekend like this do for you guys moving forward? Like you said, there was a whole bunch of extracurriculars yesterday.
Yeah.
I know the roster has to get shrunk down, but there was a lot of time together, not in the practice facility, doing some different stuff.
Yeah, great question. We were lucky enough to do a training camp 2 years ago outside of Phoenix. I thought that was very beneficial for our team. Obviously, there's, you want to get tactically what how you want to play in, but it's just so important that you're able to spend time together. And so before here, we were in Michigan visiting our owner, Matt Ishbia, and so that was awesome. And then to come here to Sioux Falls has been great. So it's been an unbelievable 3 days just for our group. You talked about it. The crappy part about this profession is not all these players are going to make it on either team. The cool thing is they felt like they were a WNBA player today with the crowd, and all of our players scored today. So that's pretty special.
Nate, what do you think your dad would have said about today's game and today's atmosphere and just overall, how much he did for girls basketball?
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have said about time. No. This is something that he wanted, right? He always wanted the girls' game to be at the same level as the boys or the men's. That was something that he pushed for. Yeah, I mean, I got to go out to the cemetery this morning, and I just, he would have loved this. He would have loved it. He would have wanted the microphone at halftime, at the end of the game. He would have told me to get the hell out of the way. But yeah, I mean, just real cool. Yeah, it would have meant the world to him. I know he's smiling down.
We're going to end with one. I'm sorry, did you have one more?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Just in the last, for all these years, I've been waiting for you to get an NBA job. He's the right guy for that. He's the right guy for that. And it didn't happen. This happened.
Yeah.
And I remember wondering, I wonder how that's going to work out. It feels like this has just been a phenomenal job for you, especially at the time that the WNBA is just skyrocketing.
Yeah. That guy over there took a chance on me. That's our general manager. He had the vision with the backing of our ownership. We do everything first class here. I mean, to be quite honest, if you were to walk in our facility, it would match any facility in the NBA. I love it. Nick loves it. I don't think Lindsay will ever let me leave the W, and not that I have regrets or second thoughts. I absolutely love it. It's been even way more impactful on my life than I ever dreamed of. Just having two young daughters, getting to see this, getting to feel this, it's a way better work-life balance. I love the NBA. It was absolutely awesome. Obviously, you never close the door to any of that stuff, but you just get to have a real impact in your kid's life too, just because you're home more. And so I get the same feeling. Being a head coach is awesome. There's nothing like it. There's good days and there's bad days, and you're lonely at times, but yeah, this is wonderful. I hope to be in this league for a long, long time.
All right, Nate Tibbetts, head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, talking about being back home this past weekend in South Dakota. Got emotional there talking about his dad, Fred, who I mentioned at the top, won 11 state championships as a high school girls basketball coach, and really wanting to grow the game. That's how you grow the game there, taking it to places like that where they don't get a chance to see and feel and touch professional basketball
that
players.
Part is what people listening should take away. I mean, come on. Like, his dad spent his whole life trying to get more exposure, and here we are in the era of Caitlin Clark, right? And Coach Tibbetts steps in where maybe there are more eyeballs on the WNBA than ever before. And so here he is, reminiscing about his father and what he would say on the mic after that game, doing exactly what his dad would want him to do. So really love to hear him talk about embracing it. how much he loves his time here. We all know he could have had a job in the NBA. So happy that he's up in Phoenix and running the Mercury and hoping for a great season.
Let's hope so. DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up. 1 hour to go. We're going to talk some Suns. Darryl Joyner will join us. I'm already pulling my hair out over this Toronto-Cleveland game. They're down 8 early, but I don't want to even watch it. Why am I even watching it? You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions reported at Country Club 5th 6th Street with backups northbound and southbound on Country Club. Approaching 5th 6th Street, also a wreck at 4th and 6th Street and 4th Avenue. Some slowing from the northbound side of I-19 merging onto westbound I-10. Eastbound I-10 slowing between Grant Road just as you approach Star Pass. 63 the overnight low, a 25% chance of rain, and 87 tomorrow. 84 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Ready to upgrade to the perfect sleep setup? Let Mattress Firm's sleep experts guide you to the perfect bed at the Memorial Day sale. Top brands, ideal comfort, score unbeatable deals on both. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
Some days, self-care starts with Nature Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm gonna have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Kohl's has Mother's Day gifts that feel like a treat, because moms deserve something nice. Preferably something that doesn't involve snack duty, carpool, or reminding anyone where their shoes are. Make her day with 25% off across the store during Kohl's Friends and Family Sale at KohlsandKohls.com. It's just too bad you can't buy her the one thing she really wants, a nap. Select styles 25% off or ends May 3rd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh no!
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Wildcat fans, it's time to renew your season tickets. Renewals are now live for Arizona football, men's and women's basketball, volleyball, and soccer. Not a season ticket holder? Well, now's your chance to become one, as new season tickets are also on sale. Visit ArizonaWildcats.com/renew or call 520-621-CATS, that's 621-2287, to renew or buy new season tickets. And remember, the deadline to renew is May 1st. Bear down.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show today. Glad you could be with us. Get in on the program. 520-848-1290 is our number. We heard from Nate Tibbetts, the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury there in the last hour. I think the pressure is raised now. You come in and you lead the team to the finals. Was last year's first or second year? I can't remember. Was it first
I
year?
think it was his first. I'll look it up.
I think it was his first. First year, and you'll remember, or maybe you might not remember, that this was a hire that was largely panned by a lot of folks around women's basketball. There was, in fact, there was a quote from a writer from USA Today, I remember, who basically said that the Suns organization might as well have just handed out T-shirts with a middle finger on it to all of the qualified, women who had coached at the collegiate level and had coached professionally that had applied for that job. Because again, Nate had coached a lot, had been in the NBA for 10 years and had never coached women's basketball.
Coached the Cavs, though.
Yeah, exactly. You go coach the Cavs and go on and do great things.
There you go.
Jordan Ott. There you go. Nate Tibbetts.
Cavs, Blazers, Magic. He was assistant for 3 different NBA franchises. Absolutely. I kind of think it's similar to the Tommy Lloyd situation, where there were some Arizona basketball alumni who were upset with the hire, but not because Coach Lloyd couldn't get it done. It was more like, look at all these Arizona basketball alumni who are trying to make their name in coaching who didn't get interviewed for the process, right? Because it's his second year, by the way. 2024 was his first year.
Okay.
19-21 the first go around, and 27-17 in WNBA Finals run last year.
There you go. So no pressure now, Nate. Got to go out there and continue it and do it again, because the expectations are high. A loss to key piece, as we mentioned yesterday, Satu Sabally signing elsewhere, but that's kind of the way it goes in this modern WNBA. You have a lot of players that are going to move around and go for different reasons to different clubs, and it's a totally remade team now in its second year post Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. So we'll see how this particular year plays out. The one thing that Nate is no longer the only coach in the league that is dealing with the unique situation of having a couple on his team. Obviously, Duana Bonner joined the club last year. Alyssa Thomas, Duana Bonner are in a relationship. We have another team now that has a similar situation, and that is Dallas. The Dallas team in the WNBA has drafted first overall last year, Paige Beckers, and then this year their first round selection was Zizi Fudd, and they are a couple. Paige Beckers earlier this week or late last week spoke on that situation because a lot of people had been asking about the fact that Paige Beckers and Azizi Fudd, teammates in college at the University of Connecticut, where they became friends and started a relationship, were now going to be on the same team as professionals.
First of all, missed you guys. Genuinely hope everyone had a great offseason. There is something that I wanted to address, and I only plan on addressing it once. So if we continue to get asked about it, we will refer to this moment in time, or we will use this time to deflect and talk about our teammates. Quite frankly, I believe me and Azzi's personal relationship is nobody's business but our own. And what we choose to share is completely up to us. But as media members, I understand you guys have a job to do, and you guys have to ask questions about the basketball aspect of it, so that's what I will be addressing today. Me and Azzi have always been the most professional. We've always conducted ourselves as such, and we've never let anything that happens off the court carry onto the court. And that's what we continue to do. And I'm not entirely sure if this is new to media members, to social media, to new people who are watching the WNBA or women's basketball in general, but me and Azzi are not new to this. We've been doing this for a long time. We have countless reps at it. We have a lot of experience with it, so we will continue to use that experience to show up and be professionals, great teammates, great leaders, the hardest workers, and continue to show up and do our job and help the Dallas Wings win basketball games. To add on to that, Azzi Fudd was the #1 draft pick because she earned it, and it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with who she is as a human being, who she is as a basketball player, her resilience, her strength, and her career best year at UConn. So Azzi is her great individual person, her own great individual person, and she should be celebrated as such. And now that we got that out of the way, I would love to talk basketball.
There you go. Paige Beckers addressing the elephant in the room to open up the season, and that is her girlfriend, Azzi Fudd, joining the team. I like the way she said we've got plenty of reps at this. Put it in a sports perspective right there.
Yeah.
Did Paige Beckers.
Well, and again, like they were both injured, right? It's like Paige missed an entire season, Azzi missed a lot of time, so they only played together, I think, 1 year.
Right.
But they were there in stores for 3 years. So, I mean, I don't know about you, DK, but I've never been a celebrity gossip person. So relative to like getting your groceries into the checkout line and seeing who's dating who or who left who for whatever, like I have never even glanced at those magazines. When it comes to sports, you don't see this kind of thing very often, right? Because a lot of the relationships are between celebrities and athletes,
right?
Like the entire Jenner family, you know, hanging out with basically every basketball player that there is. So I don't know. I just think that if there is that level of, you know, paparazzi interest in whatever these two athletes are doing with their private lives, just why? Like, what's this? What story you're trying to put out there outside of Rookie of the Year from last year tries to make this year even better and help her friend to the Rookie of the Year award this year?
Well, and I think and she addressed it there because I think there's a lot of people that say, now Paige Beckers is obviously they're going to be the face of that franchise, and they took her girlfriend, who great, Azzi is an awesome player, excellent player, but they drafted her, so I think there were some questions, and I'm glad that she came out right away and made a statement about it versus letting it linger. The thing that maybe irks me a little bit in terms of the way the organization handled, and I'll let you hear it if you missed the press conference that Azizi Fudd arrived in town and she was asked about it, and the organization completely shut it down. I think if sometimes teams don't know how to get out of their own way.
Yeah.
You know, they try to overmanage these situations, and rather than just letting the athletes deal with it themselves. If she wants to talk about it, great. If she doesn't want to talk about it, that's fine too. But it's like Paige said, she understands we're the media and we're going to ask about it because, again, it's a very unique situation. Not only to sports in general, but to women's sports. There aren't too many teams that have women that are in a relationship that are playing together. There can be an interesting dynamic with that. You want these two young ladies to win a championship for you. What if things go wrong in the relationship? And now they're bringing that dynamic. It's like Paige said, you know, we're professionals. We've had the reps. We've done this. we know how to do it, but relationships can fracture. And now what happens then if that transpires between two young people who are still probably below the age of 26?
As far as her being drafted, she was an All-American, the best player on a national championship team. So her going number 1 overall, the big problem, DK, is nepotism has become a big topic conversation. People are finally understanding what that word means. That is when a person starts a company and 40 years later puts their son in charge of the same company who has no experience in the industry and no understanding of how to do anything. That's what nepotism is. This is not that. I mean, this is... You can talk about, did they draft her because of the relationship? You can ask that question, but clearly they saw a need as far as having a shooting guard out there and saw her as an option. Relative to them breaking up or having that effect, I mean, that's a bridge you cross when you get to it. But as far as being how many WNBA teams are there? 13, 14?
Right.
How many players are on each team? I mean, this is a very small peer group. There aren't a lot of opportunities for a lot of players with WNBA until they expand a little bit. I don't think that I would hope that professionalism and basketball comes first above and beyond everything else. But beyond all that, DK, I think, well, let me address what you're talking about with the team. The PR departments for these organizations have quadrupled in the last 10, 15 years due to social media. You're spending as much money on trying to regulate these stories and how they get out to the general public, how you're going to spin it one way or the other. I mean, that's a huge part of what it takes to run a professional sports organization these days. I think you're right. I mean, I think they should have just let the players deal with it. And that being said, what Paige said there to start, which is, here's the situation. This is, AZ and I have known each other for 4 or 5 years now. We'd like to keep our private lives private, and we'd like to talk basketball now. We'll defer back to this question. If something comes up down the road, DK, and you're talking about, well, look at that, snarky commentary that the two had on the court together.
Right.
I'm sure the TMZ type sites of the world are going to run with that kind of thing. I'm just here to see. I mean, Caitlin Clark gets all the headlines. But it was Paige Beckers who got those same headlines before Caitlin Clark's sophomore year. So she is a heck of a basketball player herself, really looking to see how she develops. Could be a very good young backcourt. I mean, we know what they do up there in stores. Relative to their private lives, I'm just in the opinion that I don't really personally care. If you're trying to get clicks for your site to drag their private lives into the public sphere outside of the realm of how it affects basketball, I mean, that's just what happens these days. It's really gross. I'm not going to be one of those people who's trying to do that.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, we got to get to a break, and we're going to talk some Suns basketball with Daryl Joyner. He'll join us next. DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions Cortero and Thornydale and Cortero. Also earlier wreck at Country Club and 5th 6th Street. Roadwork at that intersection and mostly slowdowns northbound on Country Club approaching 5th 6th Street. 63 the overnight low, 25% chance of rain, and 87 tomorrow and 84 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, get any size mattress for one low price starting at $219.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Most financial advisors only manage your money. They refer you out for taxes. They refer you out for estate planning. They refer you out when things get complicated. Did they really vet that person? Or did they meet once, exchange business cards, and call it a partnership? A referral isn't accountability. It's a handoff. When your investments, taxes, and estate plan are built separately, gaps happen, and those can cost money. At Trajan, we didn't build a referral network. We built a family office for all. Wealth, tax, estate. One team delivering coordinated planning, once reserved for the ultra-wealthy. If you want real coordination and not just introductions, call Trajan Wealth today.
Call Trajan today at 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. College softball has several different ranking systems, and Oklahoma is the top team in most of those polls. The Sooners have a 46-6 record on the season, and last weekend they won all 3 games of their home series against Georgia. In the opener against the Bulldogs, Oklahoma hit their 162nd home run of the year, which set a new NCAA record. Sooners freshman catcher Kendall Wells has hit 36 homers and is just one away from tying the all-time mark for most by a Division I player in a single season. Next up for Oklahoma is a 3-game road series starting tomorrow against Texas A&M. The Sooners and their head coach, Patty Gasso, have a chance to close out the regular season with an SEC title.
This will be our toughest challenge going to Texas A&M because they have something at stake, we have something at stake. We're going to battle. We'll tell them that we're going in as underdogs.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, what is next up on Planet Orange for your Phoenix Suns? We've been discussing that for the last 2 days after a quick 4-zip exit out of the playoffs in the first round as they're handed down by the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's talk to our Suns guy up in Phoenix. Daryl Joyner joins us now. He's also now doubling as a professor at the Arizona State University. Can we call you the professor, Daryl, now? Professor Daryl?
You can call me professor, but just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, then we'll get you out of here so you can get dinner for sure.
I'm joking. I'm joking with you, man.
Daryl, I wasn't ready to go there yesterday, but one of our callers did. So I guess we'll start out with the big elephant in the room. He said he believes, this caller, Andy, he believes it's time for the Suns to cut the cord on the Devin Booker era and move on and retool this thing. And I wasn't ready to go there, although I knew it was something eventually we would address. I thought it was too early after just the losing the night before. But where do you stand on that? Is it time for the Suns to move in a different direction, or can Devin Booker still be the face of this franchise and a guy that you can put enough around to potentially be a contender in the West?
Yeah, I think he's been with the organization, I think, about 11 years. He's about 29 years old. He is the face of the Phoenix Suns. And my question is, let's say, for argument's sake, if you go by that caller's logic, if you get rid of Mr. Booker, who are you going to bring in his place to be that superstar or a star that you would need on this team to help elevate this team? That's the question you're going to have to look at. I think Devin Booker is still very functional as the face of this organization. However, I just think that they need a little more help around him to help them improve to the extent of challenging the likes of an OKC in the West and or other teams like that are have a lot more talent than the Suns do. And you saw that, which was evident in that series against OKC, that the talent level is just so different between the Suns and the upper echelon in the West. So I think Devin Booker is, still very functional. He averaged 26 points a game this year for the team. However, in the playoffs, that average went down to about 21 points per game. But I just don't think it's time now to pull the trigger on that, considering what Matt Ishbia is trying to do to rebrand this organization into an organization that's very functional and very competitive year in and year out.
All right, well, here's what I said, and I love the kid. I love Devin Booker. I think he's absolutely the kind of player that you want on your franchise and the kind of player you want in your organization and out in the community selling your message. What he is not, though, is he is not Michael Jordan. He is not LeBron James. He is not Seth Curry. He's not Isaiah Thomas. He doesn't have – he's a very, very good player, but he doesn't have that what I call that killer mentality, that championship mentality. I don't know if he's that guy.
No, I agree with that 100%, and I believe that's why they brought in Dillon Brooks to help toughen up the Phoenix Suns and also bring some of that mentality into this organization, in which Dillon Brooks did a great job this year, I thought, changing the chemistry of this team to make them a lot more competitive and to bring an edge to the team that they did not and have not had over the past several years. Devin Booker, again, is not going to be your superstar like the guys that you just mentioned. I just think they need more talented players around them. They brought in Dillon Brooks. They brought in Jalen Green. But Green was injured for much of the year. and I think he missed close to 50 games, if I'm not mistaken. And he came back late in the season. And if you add up all the injuries to Green, Booker was injured for a while. Brooks broke his hand. Grayson Allen has been on and off on the injured list, and also center Mark Allen. And there was a stat that came out the other night at the game that among those five players, I should say, they only played 123 minutes together.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I think that, that's telling when you brought all these new players in. And this is the first year they've played together. My thing is, I think they're going to probably run it again next year. They may tinker here and there. They've got Mark Williams, their starting center, who's been out with injuries late in the season. He's a restricted free agent. And I think if they're going to do anything, that would be the position that they maybe could get something for him, but they would have to, I guess he's a restricted free agent and have to deal with that situation. But outside of that, I don't know very little that they can do. They've got the 47th pick in the draft this year. So I think they're stuck for a while, but I just think they need more time to play together, considering this was their first year with all the new additions.
Can this team win without a true point guard? Can they continue to play without a guy that's out there running the show that's done it before?
Well, that is a good question. The young man, Colin Gillespie, has shown a lot of promise. He came in undrafted, and he's been a very good addition to the team this year. He also will be a free agent this year. He's averaged about 10 points a game. However, if you bring him into the game, then you're going to have to move Green over, and everyone then is going to have to move to a different position. Right now they have Green and Booker in the backcourt, Dylan Brooks, and then Mark Williams at center. So that is a good question, but they do need someone, because basically what's happening now is Booker is getting double teamed when he brings the ball up, and the ball is now taken out of his hands. And then you've got basically Green and Brooks as your scorers. Now, Green can score, but Brooks, surprisingly enough, has done a lot more scoring than he's accustomed to. In the postseason, he was the leading scorer in the postseason against OKC and also against Portland, averaging 26 points a game. But that was a major product because Booker's being double teamed, and they needed to get the points from someplace aside from Jalen Green, and also Booker. So that's a good question. They do need to have someone else of a higher caliber, my opinion, at that point guard.
Daryl Joyner is our guest, our 1290 Suns reporter. Daryl, what's the biggest surprise so far for you in the postseason? Is it LeBron James at 42 playing like he's 22? Or is it the fact that the Magic have the Pistons on the edge of elimination?
The Magic came out of nowhere. The Pistons, as you all know, were one of the top seeds coming out of the East. Everyone had those guys written in ink going to the Eastern Conference Finals, but now that is in question. They allowed Orlando to get ahead of steam, and as you all know, once that momentum starts, it kind of changes things drastically, especially in the postseason. And in the West, the Lakers, I guess, have somewhat surprised me. What has even more surprised me has been the play of the Houston Rockets overall. They just look discombobulated. I know KD's not there, or he's played only one game, but still, with the talent on that team, they've been taken out of a lot of their sets offensively, and that has hurt them drastically. And I just did not even come close to thinking that the Lakers would be this close to eliminating the Houston Rockets in the first round.
Daryl, we are in Tucson, Arizona, University of Arizona. Steve Kerr, obviously legend here. You were there that night a few weeks ago when they exited stage left at the hands of the Phoenix Suns. Do you believe the Steve Kerr era is over in San Francisco?
Well, according to all reports, they met yesterday. He and the owners and the administration with the Golden State Warriors regarding his future. Nothing has been as stated regarding what came out of that meeting. But from what I saw and heard of Kerr in the in the post-game press conference, to me it sounded as though he was siding on the side of probably this was going to be the end, because I'm pretty sure you saw the video and heard the video of he and Draymond Green and Steph in the game. Yeah. And the question is, at some point, they're going to move on. You have to, because you look at the run this team has had, winning all the championships. I think they won 4 championships, and they've got a lot of young players, and they're still developing. And Steph Curry is not getting any younger. What is he, 30, 38 now, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so basically, I believe Kerr's been there a while. I'm pretty sure he realizes that they're not going to win next year. So, I mean, what's the future going to look like, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting. I can't believe you just when you were talking about Seth Curry, it took me back, and we've got obviously the NBA on in studio here right now, Raptors and the Cavs, and I was like, man, that was 10 years ago when the Cavaliers won that championship, and you know that was I believe the second of the trilogy of it's been over now, going back 12 years that those teams were playing in the finals, and that's how old some of these guys actually are starting to get. Who do you think's coming out of the East to lose to Oklahoma City?
And exactly. You may laugh at this, but I would not have said this 2 or 3 games ago. I'm looking at the Knicks right now.
Whoa!
Based upon the last 2 games they have played. If you looked at that, those last 2 games that they played, the defense that they have finally come around to playing has elevated that team to the team that everyone had expected at the beginning of the year. Also, Cat is playing a lot better as well. I think that is a huge key to watch in the success of this team. I believe they've got the horses to do it, but they just need to be consistent. 4 games ago, I would not have said that, no. But I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Knicks are coming out of the East, because Detroit, to me, doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere. Boston looks hit or miss. Whoever comes out of the East will lose to OKC, but still, I'm going to go with Knicks as a long shot.
Wow! 3 games ago,
How about yourself?
three games ago, people were wanting to fire Mike Brown. Now you've got to go into the finals.
I agree, but as you well know, if you get hot at a certain time and everything's clicking, that could turn the entire series and the entire future of the playoffs around. And I think they have hit a point right now that they are starting to utilize more players in the lineup, of which I thought also was a problem with Brunson playing so much and just pounding the ball, and not getting the other players involved. I think we saw in the last 2 games that's changed dramatically, and they're playing more team ball and getting Cat and other OG more involved in that offense, which makes them a much more effective team.
Don't Knicks fans basically want to either fire their coach or build a statue like quarter to quarter? It's not even game to game, right?
Quarter to quarter, minute to minute. Oh my gosh! But but you know what? They brought Mike Brown in to let the players be a little more free flowing, because Thibodeau was more defense, a little more regimented. They brought Mike Brown in to add a little more flavor and fluidity to the offense, which early in the season we saw that, but as the season wore on, you saw the same, ISO ball with Brunson, and then Cat standing around. So I think I don't know if you watched the Knicks game, I think it was 2 games ago where he and his father got into it on the sideline, Brunson and his father. And the reports say that his father told him, pass the ball. And with him starting to pass the ball and getting more players involved in that offense, I think that has helped him drastically.
Oh, well, maybe Mike Brown needs to add Dad Brunson to the staff.
Well, no, yeah. Well, listen to him more, because that team was going nowhere fast, man. But I think they've turned it around. But again, it's my long shot, and that's what I'm going to go with.
I just don't. I still think Boston's the best. And that's who they're going to face in the next round. I still think Boston is better than they are. And I don't like the way Cleveland's playing right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know that anybody comes out of this other side of the bracket. Now that the number one's likely going, I don't see. I mean, Orlando's. I don't know that they're going to get past the next round. So I'm definitely leaning on Boston right now. So.
You know what scares me about Boston? Boston will jack up 53s, and if they're hitting, great. But if they're not hitting, they've got issues with that team. And apparently, their mentality, as you well know, is we're going to jack these threes up as long as we can, regardless of what's going on. Well, that's well and good until they stop falling, and you continue with that mentality. And I think that, like I said, hit or miss. And it's the wrong time to start missing those in the playoffs, and you continue with that mentality.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I don't have that much faith in Boston.
11 of 39 last night from three for the Celtics, but they also missed 9 free throws, so they didn't help themselves there either. Dairo, always appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. Don't be too hard on those finals.
Oh, the finals in my class or what?
Yeah, exactly.
I got my final quizzes tomorrow, and my finals are next Thursday. So I'm going to I have a good time producing my final exams the next couple of days.
There you go. Well, we look forward to hearing about your first year in the academia when it's all said and done.
Well, thanks a lot, man, and good luck to you guys as well.
All right, Dairo Joyner, he covers the Phoenix Suns. It is the new chapter. What's that going to be? We don't know. How they're going to go, we'll wait and find out. But
we know defense will be involved.
Yeah,
that's what we know.
It better be. It better be involved for sure. Cricket getting you home. One more segment to go. Casino del Sol replay and a little bit more. Cricket every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With some slowing eastbound Golf Links at Camino Seco, bridge maintenance work there that'll wrap up at the end of June. Collisions Cortero and Thornydale. Country Club at 5th, 6th Street, also road work there and backups on northbound Country Club at 5th, 6th Street. 63 the overnight low, 87 the high tomorrow with a 25% chance of rain, and 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. In Tucson, desert dust destroys AC systems fast. Cool Willie's preseason AC reset is a deep internal clean that removes buildup and restores airflow before the heat hits. First-time customers pay just $39. Appointments fill fast. Visit coolwillies.com and book online today.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-529-2856. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-529-2856. That's 800-529-2856 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. 800-529-2856.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously. Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Well, there ain't no bigger bummer than a really sucky plumber who takes a paycheck of 2 weeks. Yeah, we're still dealing with these leaks. We should have called Ram Plumber first. Those other plumbers are the worst. So we went to their website. Man, they know how to lay pipe right. RamPlumbingAZ.com. Yeah, Ram Plumbing is the bomb. RamPlumbingAZ.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Last night, the Orlando Magic won Game 4 against the Detroit Pistons 94-88 to take a 3-1 lead in the series and push the Pistons to the brink of elimination. Desmond Bane led the Magic with 22 points and Wendell Carter Jr. grabbed 11 rebounds. For the Pistons, Cade Cunningham led the way with 25 points, but Jalen Duren only managed 12 points. The Pistons will try to stave off elimination Wednesday night in Detroit. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Baseball is back, and BetMGM, official partner of Major League Baseball, is bringing the high heat all season long. And all season long, you can log into the BetMGM app and receive top-tier promos that put you in the batter's box and up the excitement for America's pastime. Step up to the plate all season with Swing for the Fences, the free-to-play game where every swing could score you rewards. We're talking parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, same-game parlay boosts, and even bonus spins all season long. And the action doesn't stop there. Get more out of every at-bat and every inning with MLB same-game parlay boosts. Stack your picks and boost your potential payout. Plus, lock in bigger value with MLB Odds Boost tokens and MLB Parlay Boost tokens all season long. More boosts, more swings, more chances to win. Download the BetMGM app and step up to the plate today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offers. Subject to eligibility requirements. See BetMGM.com for terms.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final segment of our show. 520-848-1290. Final chance for you to get in on said show. Arizona men's golf at the Big 12 Championships this week. The fellas finished second. They were in second place yesterday, 9 shots behind Oklahoma State. And they maintained that second placement today to close out round number 4 at Prairie Dunes in Hutchinson, Kansas. So the Wildcats finished second. They were 2 under par overall. Philip Yakubchik led the way. He finished 3 under as an individual, and that was tied for 6th on the individual side. So congratulations to Philip on a top 10 finish there. William Weistrand was even par, and he finished 3 over. I'm sorry, he finished even par, 3 over for the final round. Zach Puello came into today 1 over and had a 5 over day as well. So the Wildcats finish second overall, but the most important thing is they best their rivals from Arizona State. Now, we do have the Wildcats are going to be Territorial Cup champions once again this year. There was a little bit of a discrepancy in some of the scoring that we had to go over today, but apparently the Wildcats, regardless, I mean, they're going to, the thinking is that the Wildcats are going to likely sweep the track points as well, so it's going to be a non-factor. There was a regional meeting between the Wildcats and the Sun Devils in gymnastics, which the Sun Devils won. It's that play-in round that the Wildcats tend to find themselves in every year. And so they lost that. And so virtually they split the point with Arizona State, but Arizona State apparently conceded that half point because it's probably not going to come into play anyway. So by virtue of that, Arizona leads 11.5 to 8.5. Now, if things get close, who knows? You never know with the Territorial Cup Series. So that's where we stand right now. All right, let's give you your Casino del Sol replay for the day.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Sydney Stewart joined us on the show, Arizona softball catcher. We asked her, because again, she started her career, played 2 seasons at Washington before coming to Arizona to play her final 2 seasons. And we've been talking a lot about that with the Arizona-Washington connection in football and 3 players being drafted out of Washington who also played football here at Arizona. And so I asked her, as a player that's in that situation, how she sees it. What cookout is she going to in 20 years? Is she going to the Arizona cookout? Or is she going to both Arizona and Washington cookouts?
I think it's really hard to navigate, but for me personally, like, Washington is still a part of my journey. Like, I would not be where I am without Washington. I've made some of the best memories there too. I still talk to some of the girls on the team. So, like, obviously I'm not graduating from there and I'm not an alumni from there, but it's still a really big part of my life. I spent 2 years there, and I still talk to the girls there to this day. And I don't know about other sports, because I know there's sometimes athletes that are transferring like 2 or 3 times, which is like, that's when it gets crazy. But I don't know what like that's going to look like in the future, but I know down the line, like, I still want to go back to Washington and visit some of my friends, you know, who are going to be seniors next year. Maybe I'll get to be there and just say hi, and, you know, I'll have more time on my hands a little bit. But for me personally, it's really like, it's still a part of my journey, and I would not be where I am today without, you know, Washington.
Okay, so when Jenny Finch shows up with a golden ticket, did you know that was going to you? Did you suspect that you were the one?
I had an idea because I filled out an interest form, but I didn't know if it was going to be that weekend because it was so early, I thought. And I knew that there were, like, Reese and Nyjah got tickets, but I didn't know it was going to be that weekend. But it ended up being Sunday, and, you know, they played the video, and so then my heart drops, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this happening? And I knew we have, like, you know, there's Grace too, so I'm like, oh, maybe there's 2 tickets, maybe there's 1. I had no idea. But then I saw Jenny walk out, and then my mind just went blank, and I was like, Jenny Finch, oh my God. I had never met her before, so that was my first time meeting her, and I literally, you could see it, like, on the video, my face was in shock. but she is one of the most down-to-earth people. She is so nice. She made my family feel so welcomed, and just, she actually had intentional conversation with my family, and it was really special.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Always great to get a chance to chat with Sydney Stewart as she helps to lead this softball team, hopefully, to the Super Regional round, as we expect them to get to every year. And who knows, you get to the Super Regionals, you might have a chance to get to the women's.
It's funny being our age because, we all remember Jenny as a college player before she went to the Olympics with Coach Candrea. But that moment, DK, that first ever Olympic softball moment, she was the everywhere you looked, it was Jenny Finch. So for people of an age group in mid-20s and younger, Jenny Finch was everything and was the center of the softball universe. So to meet somebody that not only was an alumni of the school you're playing at, but also obviously, kickstarted quite a lot of people today playing the sport. Likely were due to that run that USA did during that Olympics and Jenny Finch.
Speaking of golf, the Arizona women's team, we mentioned that we're likely going to the NCAA tournament, and they are, in fact, going to do that. It was announced with the selection today that they will head to the Stanford Regional. They'll be the number 6 seed at the Stanford Regional. So congratulations. 39 consecutive seasons Arizona women's golf has gone to the postseason. I think they're one of 2 programs that has gotten Directors Cup points every single year of the Directors Cup. So congratulations to those young ladies. That's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Kim Doss for joining us, AZ Desert Sworn, Sydney Stewart, Arizona Softball, Daryl Joyner, our Suns reporter. We'll be back with you tomorrow for a full show as well. For cricket, J-Dub, and Dragon Ball Who's Off. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great rest of your evening. Go Cavs. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With a collision reported at Ajo and Country Club and Ajo Way. Some slowdowns on eastbound golf links at Camino Seco. Bridge maintenance work there through the end of June. And some busy travel westbound Ajo at Mission Road. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 321-4100.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.